Okay, we are back, and this time I got the tape. And when I was getting the tape, I also realized that I forgot to get one of these. Because when I'm finished wrapping this, I got to put a tag on it. So I was fortunate to be reminded of that before I came back with the tape. Yeah, so, that is something about myself. I don't know what it is. Every now and then, I'm always forgetting something. And every time when I leave the house about ready to go to work or go wherever, sometimes I always have this feeling that I'm forgetting something. I hate that feeling. Alright, so now to wrap this. Now sometimes it can be a pain to try and wrap the presents in a certain... You gotta wrap the presents in a certain way, and sometimes that can be a pain because, you want to make sure you wrap the present in a certain way to where you don't accidentally rip the paper, and then all of a sudden the mystery is over. The mystery's not supposed to come to an end until Christmas morning or Christmas Eve, depending on your Christmas tradition. So, how this is going to work. You see what I mean? This is one of the things that I don't like about the holiday season, is wrapping the darn Christmas presents. You want to know something else that I don't like about the holiday season? And this is mainly because, sometimes, I work in an area where it does get very busy around the holiday season. I work in the attractions area in the Orlando area. So, it gets very stressful when you have to deal with the traffic and when you got to deal with a whole lot of people. Now, I want to wrap it in a certain way, but like I said, I don't want to risk destroying the paper. So, you got to remember that when you're wrapping a Christmas present, you got to be very slow. Well, you don't need to be slow like a turtle in Antarctica, but you got to be slow enough to where, you're basically, you just got to take your time. That's the best way to put it. You've got to take your time. Because if you don't take your time, you're going to make mistakes. And then you're just going to have a big ball of a mess. And another thing that makes this worse is that, we have a dog and she sheds a lot. So there's a lot of dog hair all over the place. And that just, that just makes it worse. Because the tape catches the hair, and the hair just gets intertwined with the presents. Trim the paper just a little bit. So, what's this? So, my 2 pains of Christmas are wrapping Christmas presents and dealing with heavy traffic in the greater Orlando area. Dealing with traffic and people in the greater Orlando area who are there out of town and want to have a good old Orlando Christmas. I don't know what the heck's wrong with Alaska, and I don't know what's wrong with New York. I don't know what's wrong with Texas. I don't know. I just don't know. But I digress. As long as it puts more money in my wallet, and I can be able to afford a better life for myself and for my family, that's all that matters. So now the presents all wrapped up. The last thing that needs to be done is to put the tag on it. Now, I want to give you guys some advice. When you're going to use tags like these, it's a good idea to use a black marker, because if you try and use a pen, for whatever reason, pens don't work. But I guess that depends on what kind of pen you're using. But I think to save yourself all the hassle, it would be a good idea if you would just use a marker. You'll save yourself a lot of trouble that way. Oh, and that just ripped apart. I'm not using that. Let's see. Which one is the best? Which one? I guess we'll go with this one. that one was about ready to rip too. What kind of cheap Christmas tags are they making? Oh my gosh. I guess cheap isn't always the best route. Okay, so to Mom from Lil Vance, as in Little Vance. Because, you know, my father's name is Vance, and I'm Vance. You know, he's Vance Dykes Sr., I'm Vance Dykes II. So, yeah. So that's why. So there we go. And we have my mother's Christmas present, which I'm about ready to put under the Christmas tree. Not this one, the one in the living room. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned some very valuable lessons in regards to unwrapping Christmas presents and how to avoid some holiday hassles. And with that, I will say goodbye and God bless. Oh. I just bumped into the computer desk.